bro. You know, on some real though. What I've always wondered is like, how far back does your memory go? Like in just life in general, not even as it pertains to business and all the extracurriculars. Because as far back as I can remember, I've known you. You know what I mean? And even though you're 3 years older than me, we grew up in the same church. You know, pretty much relatively close in the same neighborhood.
Yes,
went to the same elementary school.
Yes, sir.
I don't know where you went to middle school at. Where'd you go?
Carver.
Didn't know that. We went to the same middle school.
Yeah.
We went to the same high school. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, bro, tell me about your upbringing, bro, as kids. I know my childhood was dope. How was yours?
Man, it was unique. I'm saying right now that we all, but most importantly, anybody. No, I'll say we all, because I'm big on universe stuff. So we all were born at the right time, at the right moment to get us to this moment. Like, I couldn't have asked for a better story to be written on my life. Like, it's wild. Like, you go through these periods as a kid where you think, what is my life gonna be? You know, what am I gonna do in life? Right. Am I worthy to actually do my dream, to actually become my dream? Am I worthy of that?
Right. Is it too big for me?
Exactly. And it just so happens, not only do we, and I think just for, you know, the age around about that we are, I think we have that unique outlook. Like, we came up through no technology, a little bit of technology, all the technology.
Right.
As well as we got this crazy story about right down the street, places we went to church.
Yep.
On the street. We went to the church that they didn't burn down because they said it was too nice. They thought it was a white people church.
And that's our home church.
And we grew up in that church.
Yeah, man.
We learned our life lessons there. But it was right there on Greenwood. So going back as far as I can remember, man, it's just real unique, man. Like, from the time, man, we had the best movies.
We did.
And we learned life lessons through those movies.
Right. Even though a lot of those movies, you know, based on the age that we were when we were watching them, we had no business watching them.
No business.
So in a sense, we sort of grew up faster than what some people would consider to be normal.
Exactly.
But, and it's like, I'm gonna tie that to something else. It's like, we both products of public school, right? For sure. Which I'm an advocate of. You know, and that doesn't mean I'm against any other educational experience, but it's like, when you get put in that melting pot, for lack of a better word, you gotta really be who you are.
For sure.
Or if you don't know who you are, you're gonna figure it out real soon.
Figure it out.
You know, you got the smugglers and the jugglers over here. Yes. You got the you know, the ones that are quiet and go about their business over here. Then you got your athletes, your jocks over here. For sure. You got to figure out where you are,
man.
Or else you're gonna get pulled in every direction.
So that's why my journey in life has taken me to movies and behind the camera, because I've always seen life like that. Like, I've seen my cousin pull up in a 5.0 top down, and then I go and watch Minister Society and see Kane. He got one too.
Right.
So it was a direct correlation. Like I said, it was unique. We got to see some of that outside and then get to see it on film. Not glorified, but, you know, just explained in a way where it goes beyond just the average, oh, that's my cousin. You know what I'm saying? I get to see why my cousin is my cousin. My cousin ain't have a dad. My cousin, he's the oldest. He took care of all his younger siblings. So that's why he became who he became. So I got a sense of who I was a lot early on.
Man. Did you always have a wide imagination though as a kid?
I did, bro. And it's funny watching my son play with toy cars, because I think it started with toy cars.
Oh, that's how it was for you?
Yeah. Like, playing with them, I would create, like, it was some steps at my old house, and I would sit on them steps. On this side would be one part of the neighborhood. On this side would be one other part of the neighborhood. But I was imagining it as if it was right outside. So this would be my actual house. This would be my auntie's house one day.
Right.
This would be my uncle's house, my grandma's house one day. So I'm playing cars, driving to get to my uncle's house or my auntie's house. So I'm coming up with conversations in my head, all kinds of crazy stuff. But that's what made me know that there was a bigger possibility than what I was just seeing. Because when it came to my memory, it was just my mama, she would always say something about like she didn't understand it. She didn't understand it at first. And then she had to take it back and say, okay, well or my step pops had to, when he came in my life, he honed in on a lot of stuff. So I would just be outside dribbling the basketball for hours. Hours upon hours.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, he liked basketball. Let's go get him a goal. They went and got a goal. Then he became the basketball coach because he saw that much in me. He was like, well, here's a possibility. So I think my parents and as well as my elders had a lot to do with that imagination as well, because they instilled that you can do whatever you want to do a lot early.
That's that village. It's like
sure.
You can't see it, you can't be it.
For sure.
But I'm gonna tell you what's really wild to me is that's an age-old question we used to always get asked. I mean, what do you want to be when you grow up? And we would always, I don't know, I feel as though when we were younger, we always kind of at least had an answer.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Maybe we put some thought into it, maybe we didn't, because I always wanted to be a lawyer just because I'm a daddy's boy, and that's what my daddy does for a living. But as I grew older, I'm like, nah, that ain't really what does it for me. So what was the first thing that you came up with in terms of what you wanted to do?
It honestly was music, bro. It honestly was music. Like,
you doing it, you where you were supposed to be there.
When my step pops came into my life, he showed me what the melting pot of Tulsa was, because he's from Ann Arbor, Michigan. So he came all the way to Tulsa to go to Spartan. Right. And in his journey, he's bringing East Coast music with him, but he's meeting people from Cali, he's meeting people from Texas, he's meeting people from Mississippi, Memphis. So he's getting all this music at once, and he's playing it right. That's how he bonds with me, because he sees I like music. He's seen I like basketball. He's seen I like a lot of different things. So that's how he bonded with me. And with playing different music is where I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm hearing, but I'm hearing it, and it's affecting me to where I want to go learn what this word is and what this phrase means and what this is.
It was expanding your vocabulary.
Yeah, for sure.
Solid. So
when I got to actually listen and remember my first rap, which was LL Cool J, I'm Bad.
Yeah,
and I'm
legendary.
Like, yeah. When I first learned that, it was monumental. I used to see the D-boys riding down the street with the gold chains, the Jeep. You know what I'm saying? Back then it was a Suzuki.
Ooh, yeah. I remember that era.
Yeah.
The Suzuki was kind of fly though.
They was. I wanted one until I got older and was like, nah.
Yeah, your taste changed a little bit.
Yeah.
Feel like that.
Yeah, but that was a big part, man. That was a big part.
Golly. Now, I remember a certain, like when we were younger, it was a certain genre of music that you had to be into, or else you're gonna be looked at kind of funny. Like, hold up, man, what you on? And I was telling a friend of mine this a couple months ago. It's like when I was in middle school, that's when I really knew. Probably sooner than that. That's when I was like, man, I like R&B too, and that's just two genres, rapping and R&B. You know, and as I got older, it diversified even more. It would be cool for me to be blasting some of the love songs when the homies come right, turn it off. You know what I'm saying? Turn on something a little more appropriate. So what was it for you? Was it like, yo, I love hip hop. I'm a hip hop guy. Was it hip hop only, or was it a multitude of things right out of the gate?
It was until middle school.
Right.
The morning, I can remember the morning that My Name Is came on MTV Jams.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think it was just MTV back then.
Yeah. Eminem.
Jam of the week. And I'm literally waking up to it. Like, my back is turned to the TV. I turn over. And I'm like, what is this? But I'm liking not only the video, I'm liking what he's saying. Like, that's a whole different type of talk.
Yeah.
But when I go to school, and shout out to my man Kel Shipman, man. R.I.P. to Kel Shipman. One of the first white guys at Carver that I met was Kel, and he was like, I think throughout life you get put in these situations where, and excuse me, but unexcuse me because this is just real. As you grow up, you get taught how to deal with white people, how to do this
true.
and that.
Very true.
You know, how to be around them, and it's a sad case until you get to that place where it's a group of white kids or one white kid that don't care nothing about that. He just wants to genuinely be your friend.
That's right.
And that was Kel Shipman. Kel invited me to his house. He lived on 21st and Lewis, and you know that area. I'm walking into his house. We all the way over here.
Yeah.
His parents all the way over here. We over here drumming and everything. So
Right.
I'm seeing a whole different type of life. So when I seen that Eminem and I'm able to go and chop it up with him, now I got something in common with him. Now I'm starting to see, oh, it's a different world. Shout out to Matt too. Matt was a badass little white boy from the hills, bro.
Straight up.
Stayed literally around the corner from you. But this was the rebel. This was the first time I ever seen a rebel early on, because he was a rebel in 6th grade.
Right.
I'm talking about the kids you see on Family Matters and the Full House and stuff. The bad kid that's smoking cigarettes and stuff.
Just pushing the
in
envelope at
6th
every
grade.
turn.
6th grade. 6th grade. I remember just seeing him and then seeing Kel. That was two different spectrums of lack of better term, whiteness.
Right.
For real. Like I got to go to 21st and Lewis, and then I got to go to the hills. Well, we in the hills, so I know what this area is, but why are you like you are? Oh, your dad works a lot. You don't get to see your dad. Your mom is here, but she don't know how to groom you into a man. She just know how to nurture you. And then that in turns, you just start sneaking out and whatever, and she can't control it. Your dad is off doing whatever he's doing. So I started to see that everybody has something that affects them. And if I take that perspective and build on it, I can connect with as many people as possible. Same way when I got around Hispanics here at Central. Like, just throughout life, you just expanded. But yeah, Eminem was that
was
first
the one that got you started.
Yeah.
Man, you gave a lot right there, bro. But to me, you've always had the same calm demeanor. You know what I mean? Would you consider yourself to be a people person?
I do now.
But you weren't then.
I wasn't then. I thought it was just, I didn't know how to
reach first, kind of.
Basically, and then also I didn't know who I was yet.
Oh yeah, that has a lot.
I had a sense of what I wanted to be, which was, how do I get to that guy that's on stage with the lights in front of him? That's a whole, like, public speaking is one of the hardest things that anybody has to overcome. How do I get to that when I'm this shy dude from the north side? Shout out to Shy Guy from the north side.
There you go.
How do I get from this point to that point? And it just became like meeting these different people. They just helped me open up, helped me see that I could be whoever I wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? And that was gonna be me. You know.
And you figured it out.
For sure. For sure.
Bro, you made mention to your stepdad, but so you know, obviously I'm gonna make the most natural assumption for, I guess, at some point in your life you were a product of a single parent household. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Talk about you know, what type of effect that had on you, whether it was positive or negative. And did you have your pops in your life though, even though he wasn't in the home? Your biological dad?
So he was at my grandma's house. After my mom and my dad split up, he went around the way. And I used to see him, but everybody has vices. And at that time, he had a vice, and it kept him from opening up. And that kind of forced the hand of, I got to be a man for my moms. Moms is like my best friend because she always kept it real. I think that's another thing about our generation or our age group is our moms. We grew up with our parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, my moms that's why we got to watch the movies we did, because they knew us well enough, or they was around us enough to affect any negative thing that would come from a negative point of view in a movie.
Never heard it put that way, bro, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So when I'm with my moms and I got my little sister, I got 2 women in the house that I got to protect.
It was just you and Ashley, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So I got that, and it was like, it literally was growing up overnight. When he left, it was growing up overnight. Instead of cartoons, I'm watching Family Matters, Fresh Prince, Cosby Show, all of that, all in one night. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm seeing sitcoms or situations where kids are growing up overnight. Yeah. And that helped out. So it wasn't negative. I think it was real positive, because I got to see somebody go for self, as well as have some mouths to feed and make it happen every day.
How old were you when they split?
I was 4.
Oh,
yeah, I was 4.
Little daddy.
I was 4.
Golly.
Yeah, I was 4.
What's y'all relationship like now?
Oh, me and my pops, we good. We good, man. Throughout life, your vices have a way of bringing you to a rock bottom point, and it's either you continue on and let them get to you, or you defeat them. And glad to say that he has taken it and built on it. My man he pulled up on me with a 2021 car. That's the thing about my dad. A lot of people, that's probably where I get my gift of gab from my mom and my dad.
Yeah, they both got it.
But when it comes to, like, you might see me in a spot where you like, how did he? And that's exactly how he was. He was in high school working a job with a suit and tie. And my uncles was like,
and dude, Jay Prince, man.
Yeah, like, who hired you? Like, you know what I'm saying? So for him to pull up on me in 2021 with a 2021 car with no mileage, he pulled off the lot, man, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
That may not sound like much to some people, but when you know where he came from to where he's at, and that's a beautiful thing. What's really wild is, we know the world is small, but the town is even smaller.
For sure.
So, like, I just literally maybe a month ago, I realized that who your dad is. I've known that dude for years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, like, you ever had somebody come up on you with all this familiarity in their face? They giving you daps to us. What's going on, man? You doing all right? And they looking at you like you should know them.
Yeah,
like, where'd I know this guy from? And then I saw you post that picture a month ago. I'm like, makes sense now. You know, he's officiating basketball games, and I'm coaching. So now it's love every time I see him.
Yeah.
Man, that's cool in the mud. Now we got to talk about being a parent, bro.
Oh, yeah, man.
You came in here. Funny story for, this didn't make the cameras, man. My boy walked in here thinking that he was showing up to be doing some production today. He got the whole kit, the whole nine, thinking that you were gonna be setting up producing. Yeah. And I got the mic set up. He was like, "Oh, this is for me. This is my interview." Yeah. Like, yeah, dog. Had the young life with you. Yeah. And it's not just any kid, but it's a baby boy. Yeah. You know what I mean? No disrespect to the girls, we love them, but you know, it's different when you're a man and you got a boy. I would imagine, right? Yeah, yeah. How's that been for you, parenthood?
Man, it's been great. Shout out to my daughter too. Man, he keep me being outgoing in this world. He keep me progressing, making sure that I'm doing any and everything I need to succeed. Because right before we got here, he was following me, but he was running. He wasn't paying attention. He fell. I had to sit him right there. I bent down to his level, talking to him while he's crying. Mm-hmm. This is why I tell you to slow down. This is why I tell you to be careful. This is why I tell you to pay attention. So things like this don't happen. But also, as he's crying, he's listening, because I'm giving him that 1, 2, 3, 4. I better not get to 10 count. Yeah. And when he get to 4 and he stopped crying, now it's back, bringing him back up. All right, now you good? We got work to do. We got to go up in here and do work. And then he good. He right back jogging. And that showed me that anytime you fall down, you can get that pep talk from somebody else, but you can also get it from yourself, because now he'll have those words instilled in his brain. The more and more that I do it, he'll have those words. So anytime that I'm not there, I'm still there. So it's just dope to be a father and to be able to show a kid everything that you know and see them build up on it in their own way, because he's the outgoing version of me. Yeah. Like, I have to sit back and say, man, who is this dude? Like, this dude done been here before, everything. Right. You know
how old is he?
He 2.
Oh, yeah, man. That's big.
Yeah.
Dog, I'm gonna throw this at you, and I want you to, tell me what you think about it. There's really no right or wrong way. It's just people's philosophies. And I heard this, I can't even remember who or where I got it from, but somebody was trying to give a description of the differences between the way a man parents versus a woman, or the way a father parents versus a mother. And he gave a description. He said, if a kid falls down, mom's instinct is to go over there and check on him while he's down, right, and then help him up. He said the father's instinct is to tell you get up first.
It's the first thing I said.
And then we're gonna start the rehabilitation process, or the help. So you agree with that?
Yes, sir. Yes, okay. Sir. It's big that you know that nothing is gonna be given to you. So you need to know, in some blows you are gonna have somebody that comes to your rescue, and that's mostly when you got deaths in the family. Things that just happen, tragedies. Those are the things that you get coddled over. You know, your mom, or you get that motherly type feeling from everybody. But it's also those other situations where it don't matter. It don't matter what type of love you want at this moment. You ain't gonna get it.
True. And
you need to get over it. And that's what I want him to see, or that's what I show my daughter too, is you gon' get knocked down. It's this life. I'm gonna try and soften every blow that I can, but it ain't gonna work like that. I thought my moms and pops and step pops could do that, but it wasn't gonna work like that. When I got to my blows, I had to deal with them myself, and I had to make sure that I came out on top of it. So I had to show him as well as, you gonna have these times where you gonna fall, but you gotta get up. You gotta figure it out. At the end of the day, it's you.
It ain't nobody but you, man.
For sure.
That sweet tea hitting a little different. You know what I'm saying? Usually it's Pepsi in the morning, but I'm going to switch to the sweet tea.
Yes,
but, you know, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask about your daughter. How old is she?
She's 10. She's 10.
Ooh,
yeah,
coming of
man.
age,
Yeah,
brother.
man. That's another thing that comes from my step pops is just knowing that without him, I probably wouldn't be here, you know what I'm saying, as far as at this point, because he helped guide this along. So when it comes to my daughter, which is actually my stepdaughter, when it comes to my daughter, I have to let her know that I'm always here. No matter what, I'm always here. I may not be your biological dad, but I'm always here. Anytime you need me, I'm here. Call me, pick up the phone, all of that. We had the best conversations, man. We laugh a lot. I help her see that it's more to this. You can do whatever you want. When she see the YouTube people on the YouTube and she want to do the same, all right, you know I got a camera in the other room.
You make it happen.
I got 2 of them. Here's one for you, and you can do it. So I'm just showing her that if you want to do something, go ahead and do it. And I'm instilling that in her every day. And I can see it day over day, just the way she thinks about stuff, the way she processes stuff now. It has a big effect on her life. She loved coming to the house. I love my kids being at my house on the 7th floor downtown, just because I want to show them that this is what hard work gets you.
Making things happen.
Yeah, when them days when I can't be here because I'm working, this is what it gets us. When you want to go to Osaka for lunch,
they ain't necessarily a lunch spot.
Man, that's a $50 ticket at lunch.
Right.
For me and my daughter.
Right.
You want to go, we can go.
But it ain't free. Just know that, baby.
Just know as soon as I get done with this, it's right back to work.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Now you've reinvented yourself in terms of what work looks like, and you got your hands on and in a whole lot of things right now, bro. Just go ahead and throw everything at me that you got brewing right now. And I know I'm gonna sell you short a little bit, but what I've always known you to be, producer, songwriter, all right, an MC himself. You know what I mean? A filmmaker.
Yes,
you know what I mean? And maybe it's newly found, but I see you on the microphone speaking a lot more than I ever had.
Yes, sir.
What did I leave out?
So we got my beverage, Pade tea.
Pade tea. Okay, we got to stop right there. Tell me about it. What's Pade tea?
Pade tea is something that I made. It's an adult beverage, so kids everywhere.
Don't try this nowhere.
Yeah, nowhere. Wait till you're 21.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? But it was a spirit that I made, and I call it a spirit just because I use it differently than what an adult beverage is to people. It's a product of my life, really. The lemons come from my great grandmother in Detroit, hand squeezing lemons in the kitchen, making this bomb lemonade. I ain't never had Chick-fil-A ain't got nothing on my great grandma's lemonade.
Straight up.
I swear. I swear. So she used to 80 years old, squeezing her own lemons, making her own lemonade. My auntie and my grandma from Tulsa, they used to have tea on Sundays. So every Sunday we would drink tea with the men in it. And that's what they prepared at church too. You know what I'm saying? So the tea at church, shout out to Grams and Annie for the tea, but that was a product of that, having tea on Sundays, the fellowship that came from it, all my cousins in the house. You know how that is when you got just a bunch of people in one house.
Happened all the time too.
And then you get older and it's like, how did we fit in this house? This house is small. You know what I'm saying? I remember, man, our childhood is real dope. A lot of the stuff that I see comes from the people from that era. Sorry to break off, but
No, that is what it is.
I remember your moms used to pull up to the house with the Mary Kay.
Oh yeah,
That
she
showed me
did.
a whole nother hustle besides your daily hustle.
Uh-huh.
But also, she had y'all with her.
That's right.
Y'all used to come over to the house, and for whatever time she was there,
Bro,
you probably don't even. You
just brought it back.
Yeah,
You
you
just brought
probably just jogging it.
man, because
Mhm.
it's a trip because like you know, she never didn't do whatever she had planned to do just because she had kids.
For sure.
If she had to do it, I mean,
We going.
We going. And we'd be sitting around like, you know what I mean, having to figure out how to not be bored, just being kids. But you're right though. Yeah. It was community at its finest, bro. It's flat out village.
Yeah, but so that is what Pade is. It's my ancestors as well as my community pouring into one drink that brings us together, gives us a good fellowship, good energy. Everywhere it's poured up, I swear it was an event a week ago at the Woody Guthrie Center. Shout out to Woody Guthrie. Sure. I get to fire in Little Africa in a second.
Yes, sir.
But we are in a museum right now. They had an exhibit, so I pulled up 12 gallons of Pade tea. Gone. 12, and the party was 3 hours. Oh, but I'm getting calls after that saying, yo, we auctioned off a gallon. Yo, was there something else in there? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. The place was just live tonight. You know what I'm saying? But
they dug it.
Yeah. But that's one of those things that I brought just to bring people together. I seen that spirits brought people together a lot, and I don't want people to be dehydrated. That's why it's tea. That's because it's water in there. Mm-hmm. Also, I treat it like it is life, because with that water in there, it's keeping you hydrated, which is your body is 70% water anyway. So in order for me to keep you in tune and be able to keep doing what you're doing, but have a good time, man, I done seen some of the most timid, just unresponsive people come out and I'm there. Who is this? And they get into their bag to where, okay, now how can I do this without this? How can I be that same person I was last night at that party without this? So it goes beyond just having a good time and everything. I want you to notice who you are when you taking it, when you get that nerve, and then apply it to something else. Because that's what I put into it. Is I am real big on branding, and when it comes to the branding, there has to be something behind it. When we watched Nickelodeon back in the day, Snick, that was a certain whole realm behind it. This ain't about the young kids. This is about the kids that's growing up. Snick was about that. So we got to see other things on there. So when I seen branding with those type of things, okay, it's bigger than just the name. It's a whole persona that goes with it. And then we got Fire in Little Africa, which I'm very proud of. That's why I said it's good that, or the universe has its way of getting people where they need to be. And the moment I was born, the day I was born, all of that had to do with leading up to 2021 and making sure that I was one of the people in the room when it came to talk about 100 years past and how do we get from this to the next realm of things, because we had a history that was hidden from us, and we didn't get it fully or until we started to research this till about 10 years ago. and taking that 10 years and running with it and being able to one day say, okay, we got 50 artists, 50 plus artists coming to Tulsa to record.
All from Oklahoma?
All from Oklahoma.
Man.
We get to this and we make an album, we make a documentary, and then a year later it's signed to Motown. I directed my first major video, Elevators, off of it.
The first track on the album.
Man, and
set it off nicely,
bro,
boy.
And that's what I'm saying. That storyline, when we were going through the meetings and it was time to talk about video treatments and everything, nobody wanted to do Elevator because they knew the storyline behind it was going to be big.
Too heavy.
It's not that it was too heavy, that it was going to be a lot to put together.
All right. I got you.
You're going to have to figure out if you want to go with a new angle route or if you want to go with a old school route. So I just, man, the universe is crazy. I just took it in my own hands. I said, I'll do it. And when I did that, I figured that I had to take it on for real. And not only involve just how do we use the funds that we got to create a good video, but I got to bring it back to 100 years past what Hakeem is talking about. And it was a hard thing to do. I had, from having someone try to play Sarah Page, I had 8 different women cancel on me because they would go back and research who Sarah Page was and like, I don't want to be that person, you know. Shout out to Mary Noble, who is one of the Sarah Pages, and shout out to Sarah and OKC, who is the other Sarah Page. But
on some real though, and you know, speaking from yourself personally, how do you view that? You know, is there a part of you that respects them being like, hey man, no, I don't want to take this role? Is it more respect to that, or is it more respect to somebody that's like, you know what, I know me and who I am, I'm gonna play this role because this is the role. You see what I mean? Because when you saying that, my first instinct was to say, you know what, I respect you declining that because of that. You know, because if I guess if the tables were turned, I don't know how I would move on that. So to that, you would say what?
My first thought is WTF.
Yeah.
Then it goes to, okay, I can understand. That is a lot to carry.
Yeah.
That's a whole persona that 100 years later, on the mark of the day that we releasing not only the video but the album, people are gonna be already in the uproar so they could see you as that. So I get that. But then again, it goes back to, don't say Black Lives Matter. Don't listen to none of our music. Don't listen to no hip hop. You better be listening to the countryest station on this channel, on this airwaves, if you're gonna decline something like that. Not only just because it's that persona, but if you are listening to our music, you listening to the popular artists and what they talking about, and you are taking that in as you riding on your way to work, then you are helping feed us because you playing it, but also it's a two-way street. So you just play this and when you get out your car, that's it? That's it? Like when you see a black man being murdered on TV, that's it? How do you feel about that? Then I gotta take account to how you feel about everything else. Because I'm asking, I wouldn't have asked if I didn't want you or didn't need someone to be a part of this. So it almost wasn't a video because I didn't have nobody up until literally the night before.
Oh man,
for real.
So they pushed you all the way up against the line.
All the way, just because it was.
And it wasn't random selection, I would imagine, would it?
Nah. Nah. I had a process where I was picking people. I hit a couple people up that responded, said they wanted to do it. Once they research it, nah, I can't do it. Okay, cool. Like I said, don't let don't listen to nothing. Don't listen to nothing. Don't say Black Lives Matter. Don't feel a way when a black man get killed. You feel the opposite way, because what you're showing me is you not riding for us, or you're not willing to. Because I know one thing, black people are peaceful people, and it's almost like we go out of our way unknowingly for them throughout life. And I seen that with the elevator in my building. When we had this COVID stuff, I'm gonna sit back. If you hit the what's the name, the button, and you get on the elevator, I'm gonna step back until you invite me on. Or I'm gonna say, is it okay? Even if you invite me, I'm gonna say it's cool. That shows the character of black people. When I'm in that same building that I paid money for, that I feel like that I should get the same right that I give you, or the same courtesy I give you, and to have just, when I hit the button and that door open and you just start to walk in without asking. Oh, so now I'm not only seeing that y'all using this whole privilege stuff on just you want to do what you want to do for us when you want to. So you don't want to be a part of this video. You don't want to be seen this way, but you want to listen to our music, and then you want to do this and that. That's our culture. You want to wear Nike like we wear Nike. You want to wear Cortezes and stuff. Y'all don't wear Cortezes. Y'all wear Monarchs and stuff and walk around the mall. Right. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm seeing everybody dressing like us, being like us. I'm sorry to be on this soapbox like that, but that's what Fire in Little Africa is, man. It's just an understanding so people know that we seen all that. We seen all of that. We grew up in that era where we had to be reserved, where we had to be respectful of your boundaries.
And all of it was to make them feel comfortable enough with us so we can make it home, bro.
So we can progress and make it home.
Yeah, that's real. But I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit. I'm gonna push back on you a little bit.
For sure.
Explain to me the difference. All right, is the difference just color? And here's where I'm coming from with that. You know me. You know me for all my life.
For sure.
Bruh, but one of my favorite, dude, I go into imagination mode when I get in that car. You know what I'm saying? When that Jeezy playing.
Oh yeah,
I'm the world's biggest D-boy.
I'm the trapper.
But
trapper of the universe.
But I don't want no part of that lifestyle. So when I get out that car, I'm back to regular dude. So how is that different from what you just broke down?
But you are a part of that. You're a product of that culture. You the same color.
Right.
All of that. When I go, if I wanted to be, go and listen to whatever, rock band, any type of music like that.
Right.
I'm not just listening to it in my car. Some of my favorite rock songs, some of my favorite, we was listening to Limp Bizkit and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, we were.
You know what I'm saying?
On the cool. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm not only gonna listen to it, but I'm with Kel. I'm listening to it. I'm chopping it up. Well, you might see somebody with a Slipknot shirt on. That's us showing that we a part of. We big on y'all too. We like y'all culture too.
Right.
That's me showing that I'm whatever I can do to help y'all too. I'm there. I'm finna do a late night talk show, and I'm finna use a Oklahoma equality for something for equal rights building, and that's for the whole pride scene. But I'm more invested because I've seen the effects of my videos and my music on people of that genre,
right?
And they mess with it. So I got to mess with them in some way. I can't just shun them all the way off.
That's true. And then it's still a big world. We got to live in it, bro.
For sure.
And it's getting smaller every day.
Every day.
But let's just circle back to Fire in Little Africa, bro.
Sure.
I'm going to tell you what was the most intriguing thing to me was to see the inclusion of so many artists together. And outside of, you know, us all being of the same descent and us being in the same genre, or y'all being in the same genre, all of y'all are musicians and artists and all of that, y'all are still human beings, bro. Sure. And it's hard as hell to get a room full of grown independent thinkers to get them on the same page, to all agree on any one thing, no matter what that one thing is. I don't even care if it's about what we're gonna eat tonight. For sure. You know what I'm saying? So how was that process? Was it difficult at any point getting everybody to see the same vision and move in the same direction?
I think the opportunity coming, and for us to all be in one space, it was time for it. 2 years ago wouldn't have happened. Not the way it just did, you know. It was a lot of egos in the building, or in the space that was Oklahoma music. And over time, it was people realizing that, yo, I gotta come to your venue, or I gotta do a song with you in order to do a show in OKC. So let's knock out this song, and then I'm gonna book a show, and then you can book a show in Tulsa, or I'll book a show in Tulsa, and you come down and perform as well as be on my set. So when you're on my set, you get to be seen, as well as your set is independent, because people are gonna be like, oh, I saw you with Pade, or I saw you do a song with Steph. Where's your music? You know what I'm saying? So this time it wasn't no issues. It was real dope for that energy to be present too in the building. And a lot of people have been looking for that breakdown, just like, okay, how does this work? How do you get that many people of stature that have some type of clout within the music realm to be present in one space and make something that is not only dope, but they don't have egos over. They're not saying, I don't like this, or y'all need to change this, or whatever. Of course, conversations go on like that, but they don't make it past that conversation, because the ego is checked in and lets you know that it ain't about you. It's about it's way bigger than you. It's way bigger than all of us. That's why we coming together, because we know that now, and we about to make an album and say, okay, I didn't even know I was gonna be on the album. I literally was there to film, to do the documentary piece. And when my group Oil House pulled up, shout out to Oil House, they it was just like, oh no, I can't not be on this album, or I can't not just record. So I put the camera in my man Chris' hands, and we got on there. Like, we created a song. It was organic. We went outside, was talking amongst us, and North Tulsa got something to say. Just became the hook. Some unorthodox, but it's like today was a good day. Yeah. That as a title is a whole different feel. Like, if you see that as a title, you like, today was a good day. And then you put that track on, you be like, today was a good day. Makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. So when you get that North Tulsa got something to say, it was like saying Andre 3000 saying the South got something to say all over again. It
was that impactful.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite song on that album, bro. You know what I mean? You remember I hit you, I had to let you know, man. You know, you came anchor on that verse, man. On that track, and I was like, that's probably my favorite verse on the album,
man. Bro. Everybody says that. Shout out to everybody that keeps saying that, man. It's
like it's an anthem, bro. For lack of a better term.
It is, man. I love it.
Would you, if you had to pick one, you know what I mean? Maybe you just gave me your answer. What's the most meaningful track on that album to you? The one that resonates the most with you?
Man, it's a bunch of them.
No doubt. When I say the project is dope, it ain't like it's not. You know how some people say like, man, that's hard for something to come out of Tulsa. No. It's just hard.
It's just hard.
And I've been through it about like 3, 4, 5 times from start to finish.
It's like remember when Rough Riders Ride or Die Volume 1, Volume 2 came out.
It was different.
It's like that. You got a whole group of people, just songs everywhere, and everyone is a banger.
Everybody delivered too.
So with mine, it changes day over day. Today, I've been playing POD, the first one, POD one.
Mm.
Hakeem is, man, if you listen to the words on there, he's I think that's the verse he spit in Tate Brady's kitchen at the mansion,
Mm.
which is also the place where Tate Brady committed suicide. But what he's talking about on that track is like, man, it's heavy. Go and listen to what he's talking about on that track. But it's been resonating these last couple days. Tomorrow it might be Our World.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Hard.
The next day it might be Been Through It All. Actually, yesterday it was Been Through It All. I had to hit Steph up and was like, yo, that verse, like his verse on there was like top 5 love verses of all time. Like for me, like that, I told him it almost beat Jay-Z's Song Cry verse 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Verse 2 when he when he talk about on the joint, the CD of Big Me and My, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That verse right there was a whole image. When I heard Steph's verse, that was a whole image. I was like, yo, you might have threw yourself in that category as like the top 5 verses to talk about somebody you felt passionate about, like, you know what I'm saying, and it was a real situation for you. So each day is something different, man. It's a dope album.
Yeah, and with 21 tracks on that.
21 tracks. Yeah,
so
man.
It's nice and lengthy.
21 tracks.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way I like to consume music, because like some people are playlist people.
Mm-hmm.
And no disrespect to them, because I have my moments where I'm feeling a certain
Mm-hmm.
type of vibe I want to get into
Mm-hmm.
certain days. But the old school in me, I like that whole cohesive project. I'm
For
an
sure.
album guy, you know what I mean?
For
And it's
sure.
hard for me to just skip certain tracks unless I'm gonna be in the car for just a short while.
Yeah.
All right, I need to go to my joint.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna be rocking for
What's
a minute,
your what's your, you said North Tulsa got something to say. What's your other, let's say top 3 that you would jump in the car? That's the one I'm going to.
I'm going, and you know, with me, the weather has a lot to do with it too.
Okay.
So on a day like today, I'm popping in elevator. And I love that, because to me it's like it's the ultimate contradiction.
Mm-hmm.
And respectfully, let me explain what I mean. It's
Mm-hmm.
like the content of that song don't necessarily match with the bop of that song.
For sure.
And that's why I dig it. You know what I mean? Because it's definitely got that party type of energy.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know what the message really is, ain't nothing sweet about it.
For sure.
And so I'm like, I like that about it.
That's
it's
why
that ultimate contrast.
That's why I made the video like I did. And shout out to Big Rube too. If you ain't seen the video and you done seen ATL, you will know the voice at the end of the video. You knew that was Big Rube?
No, I'm gonna be honest. I still haven't watched the video.
You ain't seen it?
I still ain't seen the video.
Okay, so Big Rube.
I'm watching today though.
Big Rube, that's the voice doing the poem at the end of ATL.
Mm-hmm.
One night, and kids dream big, dream big, dream big, believe in yourself, dream big. I woke up out of a sleep, probably like 10, 11 o'clock at night. I just said, you know what? I need to get a poet on here, but I don't want just anybody. I need to get somebody whose voice is recognized. And I just thought Big Rube. Hit him up, and instantly, like a couple hours later, throughout the night, he hit me back at like 3 o'clock in the morning, said, hit me up when you get up. And then at 6 o'clock in the morning, he was like, you up? Hit me. We talked for about 2 hours on the phone. And I'm talking to a legend. I'm talking Dungeon Family, been around Outkast, grew up in that realm. I'm talking to a legend at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday.
For 2+ hours, bro.
For 2+ hours. Dream big, kids. But what's your other 2?
Man, I'm gonna go with POD Part 2, and I'm gonna go with Our World.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'm gonna tell you what really makes those tracks hit differently for me is because I'm a Tulsa boy. And a lot of the artists on there, even if I don't have a personal relationship with them, I know of them through, just growing up together in passing. And it's a trip to see, I'm going to use you as an example, to see you as one of my peers evolve into everything that you become, and you really only scratching the surface. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't got Hollywood on me and nothing like that. I still know Brandon Wade.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So whenever I see Steph, I'm like, golly,
bro.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You still, no disrespect, but you still around the way brother to me.
For sure.
And to me, you feel relatable, and I can reach out and touch you.
I need that to remain. I need anybody that is, has seen this or is coming into this knowing us from just being around the way guys at on downtown.
Oh yeah.
I need y'all to understand that we coming into this light and all of this, but we still get up and bust our ass to go and make ends meet. So when it comes to that, keep treating us as such. Don't think that we getting Hollywood. We just progressing. We just got less time to deal with stuff we had to deal with yesterday. So it's gonna be a quicker way of responding. It's gonna be a more stern way of responding because I don't have time to explain it the way I did a year ago.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Now the ball is rolling. You've been seeing me go from this to this for the last however many years. Right. Understand that this is what I want. This is what I work for. Everybody else could work for whatever they did. Wherever they are, they have to be happy with that. I wasn't happy with going to a 8 to 5 every day, not doing what I wanted. Right. And even when I got hired to do film from 8 to 5 for somebody, it didn't feel like mine. So I had to step back and say, you know what, this ain't for me. So in order for me to make what's for me, I gotta go hard. I gotta make it happen. Same, bro. When I seen that announcement about you being the coach here back in town at our alma mater, bro, it's like, okay, we back. Cause same time Frying Little Africa was going on, it just seemed like everybody was coming back to town. Everybody was visiting town and was like, oh, this is dope. This is dope. We got this. We got retro. We got the Greenwood where I can go and have a coffee at a black shop. You know what I'm saying? I can go and get Wanda J's, a t-shirt, all of this, and Silhouette right there. It's people seeing that we just needed patience to progress. It wasn't gonna come in the 90s. It wasn't gonna come in the early 2000s, in the last decade. We needed to progress in order to get here. And when we got here, understand that we are here, and that the people that you see in front are the people who did it. Where the camera at? Which one?
Yeah, man.
The people that you see in front are the ones who did it. So all that, man, let's go on to something else. Because, man, bruh.
There's always some shit in the game.
It's been just, it's hard to get to where you always wanted to be, and then have people happy that you there. Like genuinely happy. Like genuinely, like,
even when they know the work that you put in.
They know the work, but they like, why my name ain't called? You know how many times, this is why my name is called this time, because you know how many times my name wasn't called?
That's a fact.
You know how many times I got overlooked? I didn't pout about it. I didn't go and make a Facebook status about it. I say, you know what? You know why it wasn't called? Because we ain't been putting in work, bro.
That's a fact.
We ain't been putting in the kind of work to get us in the rooms. And once I realized that and we got that work put in, and I'm in the rooms now. I'm in the best rooms that you can be in.
Yeah.
I'm in the best rooms you can be in.
And you still you.
Yeah, and I'm still me. I'm still able to pull up.
Right.
That's why I grew my hair back out. I wanted people to know. I grew my hair back out, tattoos everywhere. When people start asking me about my tattoos when I first started getting them 10 years ago, you not worried about this and that? No, If I was, I don't need to be on the journey that I'm on. I really don't want what I want if I'm worried about that. Because best believe I'm going to get what I got coming from it or what I want. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I did all of that. And that's why Fire in Little Africa is what it is because these are 50 plus artists that are all in that same boat. That's like, yo, I'm going for mine, but I'm a part of the whole situation. So yeah, I'm going for mine, but I'm gonna help you get yours.
For sure.
But you gotta have you before we can even get to that. That's why Fire in Little Africa is what it is.
Hey bro, it's Fire in Little Africa. Is that both the name of the regime and the project, or is that just the name of the project? I've actually been wrestling around trying to figure that out for the last couple of weeks.
It's grown into the regime. It just was the project.
Okay.
But over time, it's like you being coach here.
Right.
You know, any school you're involved with, you are now that school. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So it evolved. At first, it was just you the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You the head coach at Central basketball. And then now when I see you or when everybody else in the town see you, you represent the school.
Right.
So over time, it just became, oh, y'all are Fire in Little Africa. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, that do got a little ring to it. I rock with that. I rock with that because it is a collective, and we are making this happen for the town and making sure we put the town on the map.
I feel that. Bro, I got a couple more things I'm going to throw at you before we wrap it up, man.
Sure.
But see, you've been at this for a minute. Tell me about Controversial, bro.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I had to take it back a few chapters on you. You know what I'm saying? Those who know you know what that word even means. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to just leave it at that word, Controversial, bro. Break down that brainchild, what all that was, what it is, what it ain't, and all that.
For sure. Controversial music was my attempt to make Tulsa's cash money, no limit type feel, like from our brothers, you know what I'm saying? I always say we came up at a unique time, but our whole little group, like the Hills, Skyline area, the kids that came up with us,
right?
It was the mindset we had. It was way, way different. So I came up with the name Controversial at like 12 years old, like just thinking of different names. You know what? We are controversial. We kids.
Without the I.
Yeah, without the I.
Controversial.
Yeah. So we are different from where our peers are at school. We are the kids that are scholars, like principals, honor roll, all of that, all the time. But I'm also the kid that's, I'm over here too. I'm over here with these cats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We ain't never just one thing.
Exactly. So when we get, all of us, you get Wayne, you get Pete, you get Nate, you get Scotty, you get Debo, you get Emo, you get Mookie. Shout out to Mookie. R.I.P.
Man, rest
Mookie.
in peace, brother.
You get that, and anybody that I'm forgetting, forgive me.
Yeah, they know who they are.
Yeah, you know who you is.
There was a lot around at that time.
A lot. Yeah. But you get us, and I'm seeing like, oh, we're forced to be reckoned with.
Right.
Like, not only just, them, my little brothers is the wildest group of teenagers I've ever seen. But I loved it though, because they showed me what having spunk is. Like, you know what? I'm going for it. You ain't finna push me down. If you got a problem, let's go from the shoulders.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no guns around our way.
No.
We coming from the shoulders.
That didn't come till later.
Yeah. We coming from the shoulders with it.
True.
So when Controversial came, it was just like, oh, I got these dope people around me. Let's come up with something and let's try and ride it out. Now, some things don't pan out because people grow up and they grow on to different things.
That's right.
People have kids earlier than others. I went to college and we all had our hardships and everything.
You went to OU, didn't you?
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember that. Yeah. See, let them know, man. It ain't just the extracurriculars.
Man, it just ain't. So it was just a dope collective, and it was actually the first opportunity that I had to see a collective and take that and build up on it and say, you know what, if I'm gonna do this music thing, I'm gonna have to have people that's all the way in. I'm gonna have to have this and this in order, because when it works with my little brothers, love them to death, but the work ethic when it comes to this, it wasn't there.
I got you.
So I had to figure out, okay, am I going to continue on with this and try and make it work like I've been trying to make it work, or am I just going to move on and get to my own thing? Yeah. And that's where you get to. So that's where Controversial is. I say is, not was, because
you ain't laid it to rest.
Yeah. We ain't, even though we don't speak or see each other every day, it's always, if I get even the notion to think about one of them, I love you real quick. Yeah. Just because I don't know I could get that call tomorrow. I get that call in the next 10 minutes that one of them is gone.
That's right.
And if I didn't put that energy the last time I thought about them, then I can't feel no way about them after the fact, because right. I didn't continue to pour into them beyond, what we were or what we had at one point in time.
With business sort of mixing with the personal, because it seems like a lot of your business then, maybe the same is true now, was stemming from a personal place because you got personal relationships. Does it ever get, do the wires ever get crossed to where shit just gets difficult because of that? It does. And that's why I said you finna have a good interview, because I literally left. And so I'm starting with the t-shirts again. I'm starting to get that. Shout out to my business partner. But when I have some, and you can kind of speak to this as a coach, right. When I have some or I'm in control of something, I'm putting my all into it. So it may be wrong. It's not really wrong, but I expect you, if you're involved with anything that I got going, I expect you to work how I work. Yeah. Because I'm leading by example. So when it came to the shirts, I had to have a conversation. I sent the email to my partner on Friday with quotes from the printing company. I called this morning. I should have an answer of what is our plan. And I didn't have no answer. So I had to say, all right, I'm respectfully, and I'm saying this is honest and as smooth as possible as I can without you getting out of your ego of me coming on to you like this, but I can do this by myself. At the end of the day, when I'm dead tired and I get done, I can spend that extra 25 minutes. I will make myself spend an extra 25 minutes dead tired to come up with what I know what you could have came up with in 10 minutes. Right. I will do that, and I'm going to tell you I'm going to do that. So you get the hint that, you could, what Wyclef said, the dialogue, you could either make the song or you could not make the song. You know what I'm saying? I love that. And for real. Making the band, you took it back. Yeah. Right? So I had to give it that talk to just bro, I'm out here. I just pulled up to a shoot thinking I had a shoot and I got an interview. Like, for real, like that's how hard I'm working. That's how hard I'm working. So I need you to work equally in order for us to be bigger. Cause I'm gonna put the money up.
I'm gonna put the money up and I'm gonna make sure that we got what we need. I just need you to work it so I can work you into this fold to where we can be equal partners. But if I feel like that ain't gonna work for me, paid teachers or not paid T, but the t-shirts for culture or whatever I got going is just gonna have to sit on the back burner until I can get to it. But out of spite, because I'm hella petty when it comes to stuff like that, I will make it happen just so you can know that I made it happen.
Yeah, without you.
For sure.
Oil House, man. Tell me about Oil House, dog. Because you had a little plug earlier in the dialogue. Yeah. Go into it, man. What is Oil House?
Oil House is a collective, which is the spawn of a lot of music in the downtown hip hop scene. Shout out to Algebra and Doc Free. They were roommates in college at NSU. And and they came up with just a collective, going back and forth as far as with the
kicking
music.
Ideas.
Yeah. And then shortly after doing music, Saran and Mike D, which are cousins, started doing music with them, and they were Oil House. And shout out to Victor too. They were a group first. Then me and Verse were doing Verse and Page stuff. And
I remember that
I seen Oil House at Free Tulsa downtown, performing downtown. Middle of the day, it's hot as I don't know what, but they downtown performing. I'm just like, that's where I'm trying to get, right there. And literally 8 months later, after doing work, we became part of Oil House. They asked us, did we want to, be a part of Oil House, because they seen what we were doing, and this literally happened in twos. And then our DJ Nutter. But we basically just came together and said, all right, well, everybody do bomb music, so let's just do a whole set. I don't want to rap for 30 minutes. But I will do a 30-minute set. You can have a song. We got a song together. Let's perform that, so on and so forth. So it made it easier to do music around here. It made it easier to book shows, because I could have a Oil House set at the end of the night, but before then I could have a paid set, a Doc Free set, a Verse set, so on and so forth. We can all have our own, and then come together as a collective, and it's gonna be the entire show is gonna be dope. And people from around town have been loving it, and they call us the Wu-Tang of Tulsa, because there's so many different elements.
That's high praise too, bro.
I'm like you would call me the...
You the RZA, bro? Is that what you about to say?
I would probably be I'm RZA when it comes to the creativity, part of it, when it comes to just knowing that we outside the box, and how do we get here and here, but I'm really like the ODB of it, like, cause I'm the dysfunctional one out of the group.
So you're the wild card.
Yeah. I'm the one that might go missing. We'll call it missing. You remember them couple of times back in the day when I had to go away for a little bit.
Yeah, man.
But I'm the one that come up missing, and they on social media hollering free Pade and everything, like free ODB, something like that. So I take that persona on, but when I come home,
it's going down.
It's going down, just like when ODB came home. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I on the lowest key. I forgot that you had to go, sit it down for a minute and do a little bit. Bruh, what about that can you speak to?
Man, just know that all this talk you heard beforehand, any time you said, what gives him that right, this is what gives me that right. I done been in a spot where, man, if you would look at me or see me on a daily basis, even people in there was like, why is this dude, how did you get in here? You know what I'm saying? It's just taking risk. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
took a risk to try and get me an apartment and a car all in 1 week. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
wait.
It didn't pan out.
Yeah.
Of course. So we had another course, but through that course, I done been in a cell by myself. That's why I talk about doing stuff by myself, because I done been in a cell by myself. Nobody could have did that time but me. And when I did that time, I came out of it. People had time to get their stuff together. So when I talk about using time wisely, I had an 11-month period where I wasn't anywhere to be found. I couldn't make any type of impact down here, but I found a way. I hit my sister and hit my bro verse. Okay, is everybody still with the whole? Make sure y'all keep the free paid stuff going. That is gonna keep me in the loop until I get back.
Yeah.
Make sure people know that if I even just say what's up or I'm doing good or whatnot, make sure that they know that I said that, because I want them to know that even in here, my head is still out there with y'all. I'm still coming home, and I'm still gonna bust their ass when I come home.
Yeah, I
you
like
know
it.
what I'm saying? So when it came down to it, in there, it was a lot of people that was I felt like it was like in the what you call them, evangelists, mission people. I felt like I was on a mission, like a mission
And there was a
trip or
missionary.
something.
He's a wild boy.
For real, because in there it was people that didn't know themselves, and I came in as somebody that knew who I was, knew that this wasn't no part. I mean, it's part of my story, but this ain't me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You did some out of character shit to get in there.
Yeah. I'm doing my 1 day in and the 1 day out, which is the day you come out. You only do 2 days in there. Everything in between is what you make it. So when I was in there, I got a job in the library. I'm getting the book access to real estate books and all kind of stuff like that, magazines, everything. So when I came back, I had a sense of exactly what I wanted to do. And when I'm in there, I'm seeing people just laying in a bunk. I'm like, bro, what are you gonna do now to when you get day one on that street, you're gonna set yourself up? How are you preparing yourself for that? Because right now you just at idle time, and it's the best time. That's why a lot of people find God in there, because that's all that there is. It's a Bible. They give you a Bible if you want one when you come in there. So if you take into it and you start to read it and you getting these letters from home, or you just getting involved in whatever group you get into. But I was a loner, so I'm seeing all the people around me.
Right.
And I'm having older folks telling me that I inspire them just by how I carry myself in there. You know what I'm saying? It was a wild trip, but nonetheless, that is part of my story, and that's why I go so hard, and that's why I talk like I do, because, bruh, you cannot tell me that you can't believe in yourself. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that at all. I was in there, and I heard when I was in the boot camp the first time, I heard a sergeant after, and this is a young black kid, gave up in his last 2 weeks. Boot camp was a 6-month program. Last 2 weeks, he gave up and said, you know what, I'd rather go to prison for the rest of my time. And that white man came in there, and he looked at us with tears in his eyes and said, don't ever give up. And I felt that. He said, don't ever give up on yourself. Believe in yourself. Man was 2 weeks away from going back to the house, but he couldn't do it. And that's what that place is designed for, to mentally break you down. But you got to find your ways to come up out of it. And when I seen people didn't have that or didn't have that light, I wanted to make sure that I was that light inside of that place, for real.
Bro, that's heavy right there,
y'all
man.
don't know nothing about them summers in a tin can like this. this type of weather.
Right.
And I'm talking about you got, man.
Yeah. Whole nother pod,
Man.
huh? Bruh, speaking about being the light, man, and we coming down the home stretch, bruh.
For sure.
But it's just a lot I can chop it up with you about.
Man,
the Legacy Fest. We about, what, 2 weeks removed from it?
Yeah.
You know, what was that turnout? Well, better yet, I ain't gonna even ask about tests. I'm gonna formulate the question differently. Because, you know, you got a lot of, I'm pretty sure you read a lot of the mixed feelings that people had about, you know, should this be something that we're celebrating, or should this be something that we're just acknowledging and we're mourning and this, that, and the other? What were your expectations of the Legacy Fest, and did it meet that?
My expectations were that mainly information. I wanted a lot of people to get information about where I'm from, the type of people that built this place, and what we got from it. Yeah. Which is, you got to understand, we didn't get the history like that until maybe these last 10 years, and really didn't get it to where we all were honing in on it for probably the last 2 or 3. So I knew it wasn't going to be like a whole million-man march moment. But after seeing last year with Juneteenth, we just need to party. We need to show that we can come together, party, and not have nothing.
No friction.
Nothing. And that's exactly what happened. Is you got people came through downtown.
The weather was perfect, by the way, if you didn't get out there.
Man, shout out to the ancestors, man. Shout out to that. It started raining on the last day, late night on the last day. That's how I know the ancestors is real when it comes to that situation. But it rained before and after. So they cleared it out and made sure that their 100-year celebration was going to be celebrated. Now, when it comes to the mixed feelings about it, I can understand that because it is a massacre. But what else are we supposed to do? We barbecue when we have deaths in the family and stuff, right?
That's real. We pour up.
We
do all that.
So what are we supposed to do? We supposed to just sit around on Greenwood. Let's shut down Greenwood for 3 days. Let's sit on these sidewalks with candles in our hand, and let's just be sorrowful. Because let's feel like how they were feeling. But we can't. We will never feel how they felt. One of the survivors can't even watch the opening scene to Watchmen. When I heard that gave me the perspective of what all of this is. We're supposed to be doing this celebration and celebrating and everything right now. But also understand what the past is. So when I get stories like that, like my favorite TV series, a survivor of it can't watch it. Oh, okay. Well, that's what comes after. We gonna celebrate this because we're 100 years removed from it, and we still got the 3 survivors here to be able to say, thank you, thank you, thank you. But after our thank yous, what's the next 100 years? Are we gonna go to the next 100 years and they gonna say, no, y'all shouldn't have celebrated like that, or we gonna celebrate it like this in this mood? No, we need to celebrate because what the next 100 years is promising, because we are taking this time and building off of it. We making sure that people know that now on this next 100 years, every centennial or every massacre,
the anniversary date.
Yeah. Now we can party over it. Now we can say, okay, now what we got? What we got now? What do we have this year that we didn't have last year? You know what I'm saying? So the mixed feelings is okay, but understand that we got to move on. We got to, but respectfully.
What's next for you, dog? What you got brewing now that may be still, maybe not under wraps, because I would imagine you wouldn't, we wouldn't expose it just yet, but what's up under the table brewing?
Man, we got a couple documentaries in the works. Fila is still working, so just gonna be trying to do the next year with that. Hopefully, we can get this Grammy nomination. So be praying for us on that. Um, Other than that, is making sure that all of my brands that I'm involved with are getting into the hands of the everyday person. Instead of me out the trunk of the car, I want you to be able to pull up to this store and that store, and me create commercials that are beyond um, what Tulsa is used to seeing. Like, I want to create commercials for that average business that looks like the Sonic commercial, you know what I'm saying, that has some type of feeling to it. And every time you see a Sonic commercial, you know these two guys, so on and so forth. So I'm just trying to make sure that with this 100 years, the next 100 years or the next 5 years, that I'm able to bring Tulsa into that light of what they need to be, which is the biggest thing walking, because we at one point in time were, you know. So if we can't do it through the businesses and the land that we lost, let's do it through the businesses that we do have. Let's do it through the advertisement. Let's make sure that people know who we are for this next 100 years.
Facts. On a much lighter note, where'd you get your name from, dog? You know what I'm saying? In the streets, you known as Pade, but you know, I know the government. I know Brandon Wade. You see what I'm saying? And somebody had asked me months ago, like, Pade, why they call him that? I said, I don't even know. Don't worry about that. But I'll get the answer for you.
So, Pade actually came in these hallways right here. I had a job. Shout out to Brandon Odom too.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Brandon used to compete in ninth grade for grades, anything. He had a job, I had a job. Who gonna get their first car? So we both had a car in ninth grade, and we both had a job. So you catch me at the machine, getting the Fruitopia. You remember the Fruitopia?
Oh, man, it was legendary era right there.
For sure. If you catch me at the machine getting the Fruitopia, you can come up to me. It was known around school. You can come up to me and ask me for $1 to get you one too. And just because of the type of person that I am, I would do that. So fast forward to one day after school, we in the parking lot and we about to leave. And my bro, Verson and Marvin Alexander Purpose start rhyming my last name Wade with Pade. It was like, because I said something like, I got it today. You know what I'm saying? I got whatever today. So he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start calling you Be Paid. You be paid. It just be word stuck. Association, just because they rhyme too.
Right.
So when they said it, it kind of stuck. And then the first time I went to school, like probably about a week later, and my homegirl Jessica Thomas says, call me Paid, or she called me Be Paid.
Yeah.
It was a wrap. I was like, okay, if a female will call me that, it's over. So I just kept going with Paid or Be Paid.
Yeah.
And then dropped it just Paid when I got to college, and over time the name just kind of came into the persona that's Paid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
it
where
works,
you
though.
that's where you get Paid tea from, because I used to go to the show and just have my own drink. It was only for me, but then people start seeing it and was like, yo, I want a cup. So that's where if somebody seen it, the little special glass that I had, they would be like, oh, that's Paid's tea. That's Paid's tea.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's a Paid tea. You know what I'm saying? Or that's Paid Films. So I kind of saw also with Shaq. Remember when Shaq was Shaq Fool?
Oh yeah.
Shay, he used to put his name in front of everything. When I seen his
Shaq and the Fool, all that. He's still
all
doing
of that. So I saw that you could put your name association was good with branding. So that's how I've taken the name Paid, and and got it to where it is, to where now I can put my name on anything, like a George Foreman grill type shit. Like give me anything. We gonna
grill.
call it that, for real.
Wow,
for
boy.
real.
All right, here's the very last thing I'm gonna throw at you, man.
Yes, sir.
My favorite comedian of all time, man. Rest in peace. Named Patrice O'Neal.
Oh, me too.
I'm telling you, that's my
Me
guy,
too.
dude.
Me too.
We can get into that. But anyway,
Yeah.
he said something to me that I thought made a lot of sense.
Mhm.
And the timing of your whole journey really jogged my memory on it. He said, you never get the opportunities that you want when you're ready for them.
Mhm.
It either happens too soon for you,
Mhm.
or when it finally happens for you, you've been ready.
Mhm.
And so there's like a certain level of resentment that you have, because it's like, dude, y'all give me my flower. No, I've been dope type of deal. You know what I mean? So to that, would you agree with that? I see you
I
nodding.
do. I
All
do
right.
agree with that, because, and that's where that talk about anything that's coming against this idea of what we doing, it's like, yo, I've been putting in this work. We've been talking about Black Wall Street. And now we, just because it's everywhere, and then when you come into town, we're the people that they come and see. Now it's a problem just because of that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we've been ready for this, but it's also like a survivor's remorse thing. Like, damn, do I even want this? Because it's really for y'all. We doing this so we can make sure there's a light shed on Tulsa, but now I got people just Xing out themselves without even knowing that we got plans in order to bring everybody to the fold. And it's like, okay, we've been ready for this. So yes, that statement is true, because in that way, to me, just because we've been prepared and we always gonna be prepared, but it's always that survivor's remorse factor of, are we doing the right thing when those questions come about? You know what I'm saying? So we got to get out of our head and say, yeah, let's take this thing on head on. But yeah, shout out to Patrice, man. That's a real good quote. Real good quote.
Bro, man, we could do this all day, dog. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say I'm proud of you, but that sort of indicates that I got something to do with where you at. But I'm just gonna say
You do.
Oh,
bro,
yeah. Okay.
The haircuts when I used to come home.
Yeah, man.
That you don't know what that used to do
up.
as far as me being able to have a haircut right before a show and go straight to the show and look like you got a fresh cut. I do. Shout out to my man AD. And then I used to tag you in every time I posted.
You did.
So you do have something to do with it. You do.
Same
way with, you know what I'm saying, how I feel about you coaching, bro. It's crazy to see the journey that you've had coming from. You've always had a sense of self, you know, no matter who was around you.
Yeah, man.
No matter what was around you, you was always gonna be you.
That's
Same
true.
way with Nate.
Yeah, that's a fact, man.
Same way with, I don't care what's going on. I'm still gonna be me.
If I ain't feeling it, I ain't feeling it.
I ain't feeling it. So to see you come into this, especially involving, you know, people you didn't live life with, you know what I'm saying, is real dope to see, man. I'm real proud of you, bro. Keep doing it. You know, I'm gonna keep showing up anytime I got time to. Now I'm finna get into the realm to where I gotta put a team together. So if you got kids here at Central or anywhere that you know that do want to get into videography or anything, that's what I want to work on, especially here, just because they'll already be here at school. But we got work to do. I'm getting into whole personal conversations. We got work to do.
And we're going to keep making it happen.
Yeah.
Love you, baby.
Love you too.
Be easy.
For sure.